Hey, Remedy.
What's up, Sorgatron?
I think we're going to throw a bash for WrestleMania, and I don't know how to liven it up.
You know, there was this bar mitzvah I was at last week, and there was this really good DJ, Sounds Forgot. He really rocked the house.
Really? How awesome was it?
Really awesome. He had some really professional equipment, like from Gemini Technical Hi-Fi. He was a really cool guy, and he seemed to know what he was doing.
That's fantastic. How do I get a hold of this guy?
Well, you can get a hold of him at soundsforgotten.com. That's sounds, the number 4, gotten.com. Or you can also email him at chuck@soundsforgotten.com. Or you can call him at 412-326-9855.
Thanks, Remedy.
No problem, Sorgatron.
Yeah! Sounds Forgotten!
Hey, this is Bubba the Bulldog, and you're listening to the Wrestling Mayhem Show. And if you listen to any other wrestling show, it means you suck.
Wrestling Mayhem Show
.com.
It's the best day of the week. Today is the day that you have chosen to listen to the Wrestling Mayhem Show. This is DJ Lunchbox, putting it the fuck down for you. Let's fucking do this. Monday night, you know it must be raw. Leaders being a whore and not wearing a bra. Seen his damn belt still spinning around his waist. I can shit better rhymes on what comes out of his face. Tuesday night and it's EC Dub. Michael Q Knoxville join the club. If he's sick of the shit, scream out boo boo. This ain't EC Dub and we can tell that too. Wednesday night, ROH on DVD, the best wrestling on the planet to the nth degree. Joe Damon's Delirious, Daniel City, Kim McCarthy, Homicide, the Rottweilers, and Kenta Kobashi. Thursday night, TNA on Spike. Bruce has spoken, so that means I'm puking blood tonight. Shut up and show me the damn X Division and get SoCal balance in my line of vision. Friday night SmackDown, this is all life. Kicking back, watching wrestling every night. Kennedy, Boogeyman, Helms, Hardy, Guerrero, London, Kendrick, and the Stealing Show. RWF Scion in the weekly features. You're a student, we are the teachers. Shout outs to Jimbo's crew and to the D's, putting it down for Vim with the greatest of ease. Wrestling.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Wrestling Mayhem Show.
Bam!
Episode 205.
Wow.
February 9th, 2010, whatever we want to call it.
Correcto.
Love is in the air, and that's why me and Lunchbox are here to bring the love to you, I guess.
Yeah.
This Tuesday night in a very snowy, oh my freaking gosh darn Pittsburgh.
It is horrifying outside.
It is
horrifying. I almost died at least 12 times.
It's Snowmageddon. It's oh my god. It's all of that wrapped into one. But we have survived the weekend. We are not caught in a snowdrift. We did not freeze in our powerless homes. Did you lose the power over the weekend, Lunchbox?
I did not. I was fortunate to keep power over the weekend.
26 hours I went.
Ooh.
That hurt. That hurt a lot.
Terrible.
That was a lot of sleeping. A lot of freezing, a lot of just gathering animals around me for warmth. You know? Man, there's videos over on Sorgatron.com if you want to see the heck we went through. Why am I censoring myself? Is it for the ladies? Maybe it's for the ladies tonight.
For the ladies.
But anyways, speaking of the ladies, okay, maybe it's a weird lead-in, but we do have an interview tonight. Tonight we're going to be joined by former TNA star Cody Deaner. The Deaner will be joining us in a little bit here, which is appropriate considering most of us know him for his budding relationship with ODB and TNA in for several months there. So we'll ask him about that. We'll ask him about trailer parks. We'll ask him about if that mullet is real and other things. And there's a few surprises when we were looking up information of this guy. We were talking about a little bit before the show. We will ask him. We'll get the hard-hitting facts from the Deaner. So
he's a wizard.
He's a magical mullet wizard.
He's a secret wizard.
Secret wizard. Fuck. All right. Well, let's get it kicked right off. Let's go ahead and hit the Riz. Hit us with an early email in the week. I'll go ahead and rock this if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
He says, "How TNA fans know nothing. I know I could yell WMS like I always do, but I want to get something off my chest. This is an actual Twitter conversation that I had with a TNA fan, quotation marks, who in fact is from the great city of Pittsburgh." This wasn't you, was it?
No, not me.
Just want to double check.
I'm definitely not a TNA fan.
Okay. The Riz. Okay, Riz. Actually, do you have this up? You want to do some role playing?
Yeah, let me bring that up right here.
Role play with the lunchbox.
Shit, where'd it go? Maybe I didn't tag it. I usually tag all these things, so they're all ready to go.
Get your taggy tags up.
Son of a bitch. When did it come in? What day was that?
From
nope, I found it.
The 4th? There you go.
I found it. Okay, you be you and I'll be him.
I'll be the Riz. I'll be the Riz. Wait. You be...
Yes.
What?
You be the Riz.
I'll be the Riz. You'll be the crazy person he's talking to.
I'll be the crazy person.
I honestly think #TNA planted the cast member on Twitter.
You like WWE over TNA?
Better than hearing a dull crowd with 50-year-old wrestlers.
That's just like WWE.
Yeah, but WWE's 50-year-olds can still actually wrestle.
It's about time they actually move on and get some younger stars.
Like The Miz, Sheamus, Bourne, Morrison, Ziggler, McIntyre, Punk, upcoming Danielson and Low-Key. And then he goes on. Later on after that, it wasn't that hard to confuse him when I was talking about Jarrett and he was talking about Styles. He said this, and I, remembering my Mad Mike training, fired back.
Who are you talking about? I was talking about AJ Styles, and I know he was never in WCW. You see, main event for Against All Odds?
Fail. AJ Styles was in WCW. Enter the video of AJ Styles here. Use that in your imagination.
Yes.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the mindset of TNA cast members. Until next time, hopefully not about TNA, the MFN Riz. Even he's censoring. Hey, got to keep it clean since it's TV 14. Oh, thank you. Yeah.
What?
I know. Keep it clean. It's TV 14. Be like, your kid's not 14. Fuck off. All right.
Correct. That is correct.
You want to take the next one?
Sure. We got no video. Just saying.
Oh, in the Ustream?
There's no video in the Ustream.
We'll work on that, guys. We'll work on that.
All right. Next up is Big Freaky's top 10 list with a twist.
With a twist. Go ahead and cut this down. This is a little bit longer one. If you can pick out the top
with a twist. Yeah. No problem. Okay. I figure with the first month of 2010 in the books, I should get around to listing my favorite matches from the shows I've been to for 2009 before it becomes irrelevant. I had a hard time ranking them since I've only attended 8 wrestling shows last year. I wouldn't have expected it to be so difficult, yet it is. Personally, I don't even see the need to, but top 10 lists are a big thing on this show, so I decided to switch things up and let you, the hosts of Mayhem Show, rank them for me.
That's us.
Okay, there is recaps of the matches, but we're just gonna run through these matches real quick.
This might be worth a post on the site later, just so everybody can see what's up.
Yes. WWE SmackDown TV taping 9/1, Cleveland, Ohio. Matt Hardy versus the champion CM Punk. CWA Culmination 3, 7/31. Ray Rowe versus Necro Butcher.
Oh man, I think I heard about that one. I want to see that one. CW does DVDs, right?
Yes.
Culmination.
I'm gonna say yes.
All right.
WWE SmackDown 9/1. John Morrison beats Ray for the Intercontinental title.
Nice, good pairing there. I think, isn't that when Ray dropped it because of he got suspended or something?
Wellness policy. That's exactly right.
That hinky wellness policy always gets you in your title reign,
especially when you're a Mexican midget.
Mexican buff midget
with bad tattoos. Ring of Honor 424 in Dayton, Ohio. ROH champion Jerry Lynn versus Roderick Strong. I can only imagine that's a fantastic match.
Certainly.
TNA House Show 425 in Niles, Ohio. Beer Money versus Lethal Consequences. Ring of Honor 424 Dayton, Ohio. Jimmy Jacobs versus Egotistico Fantastico.
Who is that?
I don't know. Unfortunately, I do not know.
Huh. I'll do a quick
AIW Drag to Hell 1022 in Strongville, Ohio. Faith in Nothing versus Psychosexual Panic, Shima Zion, and Jimmy DeMarco.
Best tag team ever!
I agree.
Nice.
AIW Drag to Hell 10/22 once again in Strongville, Ohio. Chris Dickinson versus Eric Alvarado. Mm-hmm. Super Indie 5, 6, 7, 8. Super Indie 8. May 16th.
Trouble with Roman numerals.
That's right. They always throw me off.
Mm-hmm.
Super Indie 8, May 16th, 2002, Day 2. White Oak, Pennsylvania. WWC Junior Heavyweight Champion Ricky Reyes versus Davey Richards.
Yeah, and there's a lot of mention this in the next one about the turnout. It was a hot, muggy venue, and the crowd wasn't real. I think the crowd was still having a hangover from the night before at the like the Carriage Inn. So, and this was an early show for IWC. So
true, it's true. And finally, Super Indie 8, May 16th, 2009, White Oak, PA. Once again, Colt Cabana versus Too Cold Scorpio.
All right, yeah, and there's a lot of description on this. I mean, I think we might put it up. I mean, he keeps writing these books. I mean, we should have like a contributory column regularly on the show for guys like this.
I completely agree.
Because I mean, a lot of you guys have a lot of opinion out there, and you're sending us some pretty good, well thought out emails, which of course are too much for the scope of the show, and so we're still figuring out what to do with them. But but yeah, we'll try to get something lined up for you guys. I definitely want you guys to be kind of recognized for the effort you guys are putting in.
I agree.
Sean shot off. Yeah. Sean Soundoff for 2910. Good greetings, Mayhem peeps. I'm sorry, this cord's in front of my screen right I'm reading, so it's a little tough. Where to start? TNA seems to be a cut and paste show. Oh, let's actually put the camera on me. Instead of having the Pope versus AJ Styles match in the main event, we had Nash versus Foley in a 5-minute street fight. Oh, did he write this before Raw? Because that really kind of sounds like Raw this week. We saw Eric Bischoff bury Eric Young when he said, Nash, there's another name I won't remember in the morning. I have something about that, though. Bischoff, I know this is like how everybody perceives Bischoff in general, but realize he's taking everybody's perception of him and just cranking it up. So his burying of the TNA guys is by design, and with any luck, that means that he's going to put them over later. That's my thinking. I mean, don't just because your guy, that's a whole other talk, I think. How about Matt Stryker on SmackDown this past week? Quote, John Morrison, do a Starship Pain from a 30-foot high inside the Elimination Chamber. Really, Stryker? I think that would be impossible, Mr. Stryker. So I didn't catch all of SmackDown yet. I actually just picked up on it, and then because of Storm, things didn't get back to it. That could be interesting. I could see a Starship Pain off of one of the tops of those cubicle deals, pods. The pods.
That would be fantastic.
I'm looking forward to Elimination Chamber. I mean, it's I kind of don't like that they changed the name. It's like, okay, we expect this every year. It's kind of become its own kind of Royal Rumble-ish event, and I'm worried that it downplays the Royal Rumble kind of thing, So, but still, I mean, it's after last year. I think we're going to see some fun stuff this year.
True, and the lineup so far are excellent. So.
The show of the week must be Raw. For 2 weeks in a row, Raw has been solid. TNA, please take notes. I enjoyed every match. How about Miz and Show beating DX for the tag titles? I think the show called themselves the A Show. What would you guys call this new tag team? My question of the week. Oh wait, hold on to that. So what do you think about that tag team? What did they settle on? Big Show kind of settled on something. I thought.
I don't know. Did they? I'm not sure.
I thought it was the Show Miz or something. The Show Miz? Miz Show? Show Miz?
The Miz Show. I don't know. It's. I think they're
the Oz Show. The Oz Show.
I really do like the Miz, but I feel like this tag team is just. It's Show and Jericho light.
Yeah. They're trying to reinvent the wheel as far as that goes, but really, isn't Big Show one of the great guys to kind of elevate somebody like The Miz?
True, very true. Which the Miz needs.
The Miz
he's
can
he's
become
doing so well.
If the Miz can successfully become the Jericho of this group, it show that he can be on that level, and he's going to butt heads with Jericho now that they're on both shows now.
Mm-hmm.
Both shows, where it could be a lot of fun. So, I like that the tag belt really Monday felt like it was a main event belt again.
Definitely,
which I don't know when's the last time it did. I know it's these hodgepodge teams and everything, but I don't think that's so bad right now. The way they're doing it, I mean, it's meaning something, and hopefully they can slide in a real tag team. It's something. I mean, it's a division. It's something going on. It's a belt that feels like it's worth something, has some weight, as opposed to just kind of a filler match. I recently watched, I probably mentioned this before, but I watched WrestleMania 19 again over the weekend, and 13. Bad mix. And it was one of those when they had the two tag belts. One was on the show, was an okay match. It was a 3-way. And even back then, there were all these hodgepodge teams because there was Team Angle, and then there was Wrestler X and Rhino, and the Guerreros. And even the Guerreros were something thrown together, but they made sense and they became a team. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, but what do you think
about which
about the tag division?
I think now that we're on the way to seeing the destruction of DX. I think the tag division will get a lot more interesting because, I mean, when DX got back together, we all knew where it was going. Mm-hmm. We knew that, if they decided to get in the title hunt, they would win.
Seemed to happen more abruptly than I expected, though.
Yeah, I was hoping for a little more subtlety and.
Yeah, I thought they'd drag it out a bit, but they must have something else planned to go into Elimination Chamber then. Mm-hmm. So I'm interested to see what that's going to be. So, all right. And he has a question of the week for the Diener. And we'll get to that. It kind of follows up with my little expose question. So I will hold on to that for the moment. And then Big Freaky also sent us in a lot of questions for the Diener. A lot of stuff about his work in the Indies, which I'm not quite as familiar with. I was just learning a little bit about it recently. So we'll get all those put aside. Lunchbox, why don't you hit us up with something for our ears? Is this the one that you told me I'm going to like?
Well, honestly, I think you'll like both of them.
Okay.
Let me ask our lovely listeners at home. Do you like metal? Sure, we all do. Now, imagine, take this journey with me, if you will. If Evanescence was really good, really, really good, dark, and unapologetic, because I feel they're a little. They're in their attempts to become mainstream, they've lost their edge. Well, if they hadn't lost their edge, if they stuck to their goth metal roots, you would have this week's opening band. They are called Omega Lithium. They're on Artifact Records, ARTOFFACT, spelled weird to enhance the metal. The name of their album, Dreams in Formalin. The name of the song is Stigmata, and once again, this is Omega Lithium on the Wrestling Mayhem Show. You enjoy.
Pressure that feels sweet. Eric Young from TNA Total Nonstop Wrestling on Spike TV. You're listening to the Wrestling Mayhem Radio Show.
Hey guys, Mad Mike here. I'm here with the top 10 list, and with Valentine's Day right around the corner, I figured I'd do something, to keep in the spirit. So here are Mad Mike's top 10 couples in wrestling history. Number 10, Billy and Chuck. Oh, the whirlwind of Billy G and Chucky P. Number 9, Stephanie McMahon and Test. Yeah, I put Test on here because, honestly, Steph and Triple H, it was a little too close to home, I think, because we all knew what was going on. But Stephanie and Tess was just kind of fun, and it was like when Steph was a hardcore face. Number 8, Mongo and Deborah McMichael. Back in WCW, they had kind of a funny relationship, very dysfunctional, especially with Jeff Jarrett getting involved and everything, and it was just fun. Number 7, Shawn Michaels and Sherry Martel. Sherry was basically the one who helped put Shawn Michaels on the map, and that's was brilliant. When Shawn cracked the mirror over Sherry's head, it was pretty funny. Number 6, Chris Jericho and Trish Stratus. Even though they were a short-lived pairing in WWE, they had a lot of really fun chemistry together, and it's kind of a shame that it soured so quickly. Number 5, Matt Hardy and Lita. Well, we all know about Lita, and yeah, she'll appear on this list again. Number 4, Tommy Dreamer and Beulah McGillicuddy. All you have to do is watch any bit of ECW, the new one or the old one, with Dreamer and Beulah, and you'll see why they're up this high. Number 3, Edge and Lita, because you have to have the Radar Superstar and the Sinister Sex Spot on here. Number 2, the Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth. Even though their real-life relationship kind of soured at this point, it was still fun to watch them on TV. And number 1, Stacy Keibler's right leg and her left leg. My favorite couple in wrestling history. Boom, boom. Alright guys, have a good show. Bye.
The Wrestling Mayhem Show recommends highspots.com for all of your wrestling needs. Whether you're a wrestling fan, worker, or promoter, looking for figures, DVDs, or equipment, High Spots has what you're looking for.
Hi, I'm Sorgatron from the Wrestling Mayhem Show. Whenever I want to buy my Lita and Edge figures, so I can make them anatomically correct with some model paint and have my very own live sex celebration, I get them at highspots.com. But not the modeling paint.
Click the link for High Spots on WrestlingMayhemShow.com to support the show when you want to purchase anything wrestling related. High Spots has what you're looking for. It's DJ Lunchbox of the Wrestling Mayhem crew at WrestlingMayhemShow.com.
What's up, guys? This is Sorg. We're back again with LB, and on the line for the special Valentine's edition of the Wrestling Mayhem Show is Cody Diener. How you doing tonight?
Not too bad. How you guys doing?
All right. Yeah, we realized this week when we scheduled this interview, what better guy to have on pre-Valentine's Day than the guy we all know for his goings on with ODB and TNA.
Oh, geez, yeah. We're not going to get romantic here or anything, are we?
We're not going to get romantic.
No. Oh, you're not. Okay, good. I've just heard some crazy things about your show. I don't know how you guys roll.
Yeah. There have been some questionable moments, but
some questionable moments.
Okay, there've been a lot of questionable moments, but things happen when you're live and you're unplugged like we are.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Some things just happen.
Let's get right off. Now you're no longer employed by TNA, correct?
That is correct.
Can you tell us, what happened? This is only, I think, a few weeks ago. This happened. Was it a contract ending, or is something else come down, or what happened there?
My contract was expiring, and they just decided that they did not want to renew it. What I was told was with all the new talent coming in, that there wasn't going to be room for me. There was, going to be some other guys in my same position that, guys like myself that weren't getting a lot of TV time to begin with, and with the new guys coming in, it was going to be even less. So instead of, keeping me around and not using me, they wanted to, cut me loose and set me free and let me go make a living elsewhere. Okay. I didn't really realize at the time, this is before, all the guys they brought in now came in. So now I'm watching the show and seeing they were right. They have definitely brought in a whole bunch of new guys.
And of course, a lot of it, and we talk about a lot here on the show, it is a lot of older talent, like guys like the Nasty Boys and stuff. I mean, is it, what's your opinion about those being the guys that are kind of replacing you?
I was asked that a couple of weeks ago, and the thing is, right now, it's very important for TNA to be careful with who they decide they want the face of their company to be.
Mm-hmm.
Because they are getting new fans with these guys that they are bringing in, and with Hogan joining the team, they are bringing in new fans. The ratings show that. So it's important right now that they establish they're almost rebranding themselves in a way, and it's important for them to establish the face of that brand. And I think they've got to be careful because there's a lot of TNA originals there that the fan base that they've built up all these years. There's guys that those fans want to see, and if a lot of those guys start disappearing, they just might piss off a lot of their hardcore diehard fans. So they've got to be careful. They've got to be careful with that.
Okay.
So I don't think there's anything wrong with bringing in veterans, and to teach the young guys and to help draw in people that haven't watched wrestling in years. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's just they do got to be careful with who those guys are going to be and how many guys that they're going to bring in.
Of course, and we've seen reports in the past that TNA has kind of I don't know if we can call it kind of a revolving door policy where talent will be on for a while and they'll let them go for a while and then bring them back maybe 3-6 months later. I take it you were let go on good terms. Do you think you might be one of those that we see pop up every so often?
Definitely. I couldn't have left on better terms, and I was told by everyone in management positions and creative team that the door is always open for me. And the thing is, wrestling's all about timing and being in the right place at the right time. And I have not burned any bridges there. And I do think my time will come again where I can get back on the show and play a bigger role in the show and really show TNA and, more importantly, the fans, what I have to offer, the wrestling business and what I have to offer, other than just being a funny, goofy dude on TV.
And of course, now you were there, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, at least a few weeks into the new regime, as they've been calling it. Did you have any interactions with Hogan or Bischoff in the long run, or and how was that if you did?
No, I was there just before that new regime, as you're calling it, came in. He really didn't show up until January 4th on that live taping. He wasn't there before that, and I wasn't there for that show. I was 2 weeks before that. Their first live Monday night was going to happen. I got released the pay-per-view before that, so I wasn't there. So I did not get to have any interactions with Hogan or Bischoff or any of the new guys that came in, no.
What was the general feeling going into it? I mean, there's a lot of talk about whether people were, looking forward to it or not. And I mean, was there a lot of people that have dealt with Hogan and Bischoff before? I mean, was there a general okay, this is awesome for the company, or were they worried about the way things have gone in the past that people didn't like with these two?
It was both. I mean, there's certain guys that were excited because they knew that this could potentially, be a shot in the arm that TNA needed and bring them to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
But by nature, most wrestlers are paranoid and worried about what they're going to be doing and where they're going to be in the next week or a month from then or a year. And it's just very typical for wrestlers to be paranoid, and there was definitely some of that going on. Knowing that Hogan was coming in and new guys were being brought in, I mean, the show was only 2 hours long, and there's only so much time that can be given to certain guys, so it's obvious that you know, with the amount of time that TNA has on TV, only so many guys are going to be able to be on the show. And so there was definitely worries from people backstage about where this was going to go, for sure.
Definitely, it definitely seems to be a pretty loaded roster with TNA. I mean, there's been a lot. You know, we've talked about. There's always been a lot of awesome talent on there. You know, up and down.
Yeah.
You know, whether you agree a little bit about who, you know, the older guys on top or not, of course. And really few people that I know we've complained about here, like individually on the show. You know, for us, I think the only complaints we get are about the show in general and everything. But we definitely agree with the length aspect there. While we're in TNA, let's talk about your time there. Like I said, Valentine's Day, ODB. I mean, we got. Come on. Okay. First of all, my first question. I'm always fascinated with ODB as a character on that show and everything. Now we see her rough exterior in the ring and everything, and in your in the promos and everything. Is she really just a girly girl when she gets off camera?
No, she's not.
Absolutely not.
Not at all, actually. She is. She's ODB 24/7. The ODB you see on TV is just the volume's turned up a couple notches, but no, man, she is not a girly girl, and she is one badass chick. She's a cool chick, and she's a funny chick. She was really cool to hang out with and work with, for sure. So
awesome.
definitely, no, she's not a girly girl.
Awesome. I was looking a little bit about your past and everything, and it looks like, because we were wondering about the Cody Deaner as a character, what we see on TV, if that was something developed for TNA when they brought you in. But this is Cody Deaner. This is the Cody Deaner that you've been even pre TNA, correct?
Oh yeah. I was doing doing shows and working and paying my dues on the indies for close to 10 years before I got my contract, and 5 to 6 of those years were as Cody Deaner. So this was not a case of a creative team coming up with a character and handing me a script and saying, okay, this is a character we've written for you, go do it. This is something that I've spent years developing.
Excellent. Now, so basically, you got hooked up. How'd you get discovered by the company?
I made myself get discovered, actually. I went down to Nashville and down to Florida for about 4 summers before I got a contract, just to be seen. I knew I had a gimmick that was made for TV and would be good on TV, and I knew I deserved to be on TV. So I went down there on my own dime and just got to know a lot of the wrestlers, got to know some people in management, and gave them a package, and they were interested. And like I said earlier, it's all about timing. And for about 2 years before I got signed, there was heavy interest, and they were saying, there was ideas being thrown around creatively on how I could be brought into the company, and finally the timing was right, and they brought me in.
Excellent. And of course, it was like just a no-brainer, sticking with ODB, I guess, in the end.
Yeah, there was a lot of different talk of how they were going to bring me in, and like whether I was going to be brought in on my own or separately, or what was the deal was going to be. And I was watching the show, and I felt like it was a no-brainer to put me with ODB, and I pitched that. I didn't pitch the idea on how to bring me in, but I did pitch the idea that a pairing with me and ODB would be a really good idea and make a lot of sense. And that ended up being the one that they went with, and it did. It made perfect sense.
Awesome. Now with your time there with doing the program with ODB and everything, I was disappointed because I was like, I remember the whole Knockouts division thing that happened, and I was disappointed to see that you were not recognized as a one-time Knockouts champion on TNA's website.
Yeah, I guess not.
In relation, I mean, WWE, I believe, still recognizes Harvey Whippleman as a women's champion. So I think you're getting gypped on this, and I think you need to take it up with management if you ever come back to TNA.
Well, I mean, if you go on my MySpace, there's pictures there of me with the TNA Knockout belt. Or if they're not up there, I have them in front of me. I have them at home.
Mm-hmm.
So I have photographic evidence that I did hold literally the TNA Knockout title.
Yeah.
So I have photographic evidence if anyone wants to dispute it.
Please tell me at these indie shows that you're working that you're selling pictures of you with that belt.
This is true.
Yes.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
This is Lunchbox here. Now this is a big question. This is a burning question. I know a lot of people are curious about this. It's time, I think, that we here on the Wrestling Mayhem Show, we set this record straight. Okay.
Okay.
Is the mullet real?
Quick answer, yes. A little story behind that. I've actually had a number of people ask me that, and a number of workers ask me that. And Victoria, I was there on her first day with TNA, and I went into the makeup room to talk with ODB, and she was sitting in her chair, and she said, "Oh, have you come in to get your extensions put in?" And I said, "What?" She said, "You know, your extensions for the back of your hair." And I turned around, and it was in a ponytail. I said, "No, this is 100% real, baby. Give her a tug." And she pulled on it, and she's like, "Oh, my God." She couldn't believe it. She says, "If anyone's living their gimmick, it's Cody Deaner. It's 100% real, baby."
Nice. Do you have any hair care tips for other mullet wearers out there?
No. I mean, other than you just got to keep it feathered and dangerous. I mean, that's the key to having a mullet. You know, you just keep it feathered, and there's always has to be an element of danger involved. So, and if you're gonna wear a mullet, you've got to have a certain swagger about you, because people, I know this from walking down the street. Some people give you certain looks, and you know, you got to be able to put up with that. And if anyone gives you slack, you got to be ready to throw down and give her if anyone's giving you problems. So you got to walk the walk if you're looking like me.
I think that's going to be the title of our show this week: Feathered but Dangerous.
Now I got this picture up here, which is kind of appropriate because when looking up stuff about you, I see you actually grew up around the trailer park. This is pretty 100%, and we have a picture up of you by a trailer.
Yeah, there you go.
What I did not know, that you were a Canadian redneck.
I am. I've spent time in both the United States and in Canada, but I am a Canadian redneck. Canadian rednecks do exist.
Mm-hmm.
The town that I grew up in has 3 trailer parks. So I've spent lots of time in a trailer park, around trailer parks, around people that dwell in trailer parks. So I'm no stranger to that. But yes, I am a Canadian redneck. A lot of Southern people don't realize that we exist, but we do.
Wow. That's amazing from a fellow early life trailer dweller myself. Well, then the question is, so what's the difference between a Canadian redneck and an American redneck?
Well, really, there's not a whole lot different between a Canadian redneck and
are the trailers
more redneck, other than the fact that we've got to be able to withstand harsh winters in our trailer.
That was one question. Is the trailer more insulated?
Yes, it's called winterizing. You can winterize a trailer.
I know.
You insulate it and you winterize it and get it ready for the cold weather. 100%, yes. And that's what us Cane Rex need to do. We need to winterize our trailers.
Because I know even in our western PA area in the snow belt, you felt the wind every damn time. So.
Oh yeah. And then the other main difference is that our beer's stronger.
No, well, of course.
So,
of course.
So that's really the other main difference between a Canadian and American redneck, is that a Canadian redneck drinks stronger beer.
Always. All right. And then kind of as an addition to that, since you've spent a lot of time wrestling Canada. I mean, what's Sean from the Sean Soundoff email earlier asked, what's the difference between the American and Canadian fans to you? I guess kind of in contrast, how do they respond to the redneck gimmick between the two countries?
Well, it's a universal character. I mean, like I said, there's Canadian rednecks and there's American rednecks, and when I'm doing indies, I mean, a lot of shows I'm going to are small town, rural areas, and any town I go to, whether it's small town Ontario, Canada, or small town Nashville, Tennessee, I'm recognizable, and I can identify with those people, and I get a positive response every time.
Excellent. I found a video online of something from TNA, and I have to ask, what was it like meeting the Woody Woodpecker?
Oh wow, it was a dream come true. He talks and everything. I found out later that it was all a work. There's actually a dude in that costume. I was so disappointed.
Oh.
They didn't get that on camera. There was just some ugly dude that was half in the bag wearing a Woody Woodpecker costume. I couldn't believe it. I was so disappointed.
Yep. And the shark wasn't real either.
No, it wasn't.
So, Lunchbox, anything from the chat room over there? As a cat apparently attacks your face.
Sorry, I'm being attacked. I can't check. Hold on, let me look here. No.
Okay.
They're confused and very confused by the thought of a Canadian redneck. Guys in the chat, if you do have any questions, lay it on us here. We're happy to pass them along.
All right, I know I do.
There's a movie. If anyone's confused, there's a movie called Fubar, Fubar, and it's a Canadian film, and it's about Canadian rednecks. It's a Canadian film about Canadian rednecks. So if anyone is questioning the lifestyle of a Canadian redneck, try to find that film.
Nice. Whoa. See, I do have a question here. A lot of lead-in. Big Freaky has been a recent contributor to the show, and he is a big fan of the Indies, a big freaker of the Indies around here in Western PA and Ohio. And he has seen you at the NWA show in Niles, Ohio, if you recall back to this date. He gives me a lot of background on you. Apparently, you were facing... Sorry, it's a long email. You and Tyson Ducks were teaming up to take on the Irish Brothers.
Okay, yes.
First, he asked, what were your memories of that show, and what would you say to the fans who won't go to another indie show?
Okay, so it's Tyson Dukes, actually.
Okay.
And what was the second part of the question?
And what would you say to the fans who won't go to another indie show? Big Freaky has a lot of questions. He about indie shows and what gets people to come and everything, and he's been kind of analyzing this as he writes into the show recently. So he's posing the question to you. I take it I'm not familiar with what may have happened at the show.
I don't really know what might have happened at the show that might have angered any fans or made them not want to come. What I do remember about that show, as soon as I came through the curtain, I got a lot of slack because of my haircut. And there was a group of about 10 guys. I don't know if this guy was in that group, but there was a group of about 10, 20-something-year-old college kids that they saw my vest, and my vest had a big wolf on the back of it, and they fell in love with my vest. And they just kept wolf vest for like the entire match. So that was one memory of that match. And as far as answering the question as to why will I say to someone that wouldn't go to an indie show again, I guess it depends on your experience. I would understand. I understand people getting turned off from indie shows because I been to a number of indie shows that are just bad business. And if I would have known better, I wouldn't have been a part of the show. But I mean, a lot of times you get booked on a show and you get there and you realize, you know, this is not a locker room full of credible professional wrestlers. So a lot of the times there's a lot of crap out there. This promotion definitely was not that. It was NWA, and there's a lot of good wrestlers on the show, including the guys that me and Tyson Dukes were wrestling against. So I don't really know what could happen on that show specifically. But if you do see a crappy indie show out there as a fan, do your research and on the promotion you're going to see, and look at the roster and see if there's anyone you know or anyone that you've heard about, or if there's been any buzz about them on the internet. And just do some research, and there's really, really good. Actually, just a second here, guys. I'm getting an incoming call here.
Okay.
Sorry.
Start first.
I think it might be Mrs. Diener, and on Valentine's Day you can't say no to Mrs. Diener.
Ooh.
Just a second, I might be getting in a lot of trouble right now.
That's all right. Folks, if you're just joining us, we are speaking with former TNA wrestler Cody Diener here on the Mayhem Show. And
okay, I'm back. Sorry, guys, false alarm.
Everything's good with the Mrs. Diener?
It's okay. I told her what the deal was, and one night when she found out that I was talking to you guys, she was okay.
Fantastic.
She thought I was chatting with ODB.
Oh.
But that's over.
I see.
She'd know that, yeah. Sorry. So what I was saying, do your research. If you're looking at indie shows, just do your research, because there's a lot of crap out there, but there's a lot more good than there is bad out there. So you just gotta do your research and before you go out to an indie show.
And he kind of answered part of it. He had a second question kind of relating to this. He asked, what do you feel should be done by wrestlers and fans that would like to stop shows which I presume he's talking about this show in general, about shows with quote garbage talent, as he puts it. You mentioned the fans doing your research and everything, but is there anything really the wrestlers can do other than kind of?
This has actually been a really hot topic in Ontario.
Oh, yeah.
There's been talk in Ontario indie wrestling to almost start not a union. Union talks just never go anywhere. It's not a union. It's more like a guild of wrestlers that decide whether a show is credible or not. So a bunch of bookers and veteran wrestlers all get together and look at all the promotions and decide which ones they're going to give their stamp of approval on. And for the ones that are credible and good, they get a stamp of approval from the wrestling guild. And if they're not, then they don't get the stamp of approval. And then the question was, well, how do we deal with those people that aren't approved? And then that's when wrestlers start to go overboard and decide, oh, well, we're going to show up at the show and, physically force them to stop running the show and threaten them and blah, 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 blah. So you can't stop anyone from running a show. It's just going to happen. There's going to be garbage out there. All you can do, all I can do, and what I've done in the past when I do end up going to these shows, is I sit down with the promoter and talk to them one-on-one and explain to them why what they're doing is bad for the business and why the wrestlers that they have wrestling on the show suck. Just be honest with them, because sometimes they don't know. They think that they're awesome, and they think that what they're doing is going to be the next big thing, and they're going to be the next Vince McMahon. They have no idea. So I sit down and tell them exactly what's wrong with what they're doing, why they shouldn't be doing it. And there's been a couple promoters that have actually listened to me and have stopped doing what they were doing and have gone on to run credible independent promotions.
Wow. That's awesome. And I don't hear too many people doing that. And I know even around this area, we've a lot of people complaining about obviously shows like this and quote untrained backyarder talent. But that's it's pretty much same thing as in Ontario. I think that the stamp of approval would be a great idea.
Yeah, and that's a hard thing to enforce. So like, I think it's a great idea in theory. Actually doing it and enforcing it is a whole other thing. So on a grassroots level, small scale level, I mean, I just try to do what I can, and whether it's taking a wrestler aside and telling them, look, man, if you want to make it in this business, you got to stop doing what you're doing. You got to get, trained. You're just going to hurt yourself, and you're not doing yourself any favors. I've done that numerous times, or if it's going to the promoter, like I said, just talking with people and explaining to them what's wrong, because a lot of the times they don't know any better. And for the ones that do and are going to do it anyways, then, you can't reach those guys. You just let them go out there, and they're just going to end up hurting themselves, and they're not going to make it anywhere in the business anyways.
Great. Well, Lunchbox?
Yeah. Well, speaking of the independents and things like that, where can fans see you? Where have you been turning up?
I wrestle regularly in Ontario for a promotion. They've just changed the name of the promotion to Classic Championship Wrestling. They used to be called Pro Wrestling Extreme. And this is actually one of the promotions that I was telling you about, that when they initially started their promotion, they did have some backyarders on their show, and I sat down with the promoter. His name is Jay McDonald, and I told him what he needed to do to make his business run properly and how to do the business right. And he listened to me, and this was 5 years ago. And now he runs shows about every 2-3 months, and every summer we have a big fair show. And this past fair, I had a steel cage match, and we drew 1,000 people.
Nice.
Which is really good for an independent promotion. So he's doing it right, and he runs very good shows and has a lot of good talent. So I'm popping up there all the time. You can check them out. It's Classic Championship Wrestling. I think it's classic-championship-wrestling.com. I'm going to be wrestling this weekend in Wyandotte, Michigan, for promotion MCWA. I'm wrestling for the heavyweight championship against the Sharp-Dressed Man. So you've got the redneck Cody Deaner versus the Sharp-Dressed Man. That should be an interesting matchup. And I'm also going to be wrestling for IWF in Niagara Falls, New York. And there's a lot of good talent on the show, including Brody Lee, Pepper Parks, Fabulous John McChesney. A lot of good guys on that show, so that's going to be a really good show too.
John McChesney, friend of the show. We see him every couple of months here in IWC around town.
Oh yeah, I've worked with him numerous times. I haven't seen him in a while, so it's going to be good to hang out with him again. But I've worked him a bunch of times, and he's a fabulous talent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've been a big fan of him down here, definitely.
We do have a couple questions from the chat here, both from the Wolf87. He wants to know, is Foley really creepy?
Not at all. Not at all. It was very surprising when I met Mick Foley. He was it was very refreshing is the word I use when I described Mick Foley. Cause I looked up to him when I was younger and I was breaking into the business. He was one of the guys that I really looked up to, and he was a hero of mine. And when I met him for the first time, it was so refreshing to meet him. He's so down to earth. He's just a really nice man. He's a family man. I mean, the guy's a millionaire, but you can't tell by the way he acts and by the way he dresses. I mean, the guy wears dirty t-shirts and jogging pants everywhere he goes. So if you consider that creepy, I guess maybe he is kind of creepy. But no, he's a really cool guy.
Does he really drive a crappy minivan like he's been talking about on TV lately?
Yes. I saw him. He brought his family to Orlando a few months ago to ride on the roller coasters. They got a new roller coaster at the theme park there, and a lot of people know that Mick Foley's a roller coaster fanatic. And we were pulling out of the as I parked him out of the hotel, and there was Mick Foley, cramming his kids and his wife and his TNA Championship belt into his dirty minivan. It was quite a sight to be seen.
Wow.
And he also asks, would you ever be willing to work for Ring of Honor? And I'd like to extend that question a little bit to include Dragon's Gate as well.
Yeah, definitely. Those are both promotions that I respect a lot, like what those guys are doing. And if I was approached by either company, 100%, I would love to talk with them and get involved with them. I think a lot of people are only familiar with my work on TNA. Mm-hmm. Me being the goofy character and not supposed to be a fan that doesn't know how to wrestle. So I didn't really have a lot of opportunity on that program to show what I can do between the ropes. And, we know that Ring of Honor and Dragon Gate, they're really wrestling based, and they're all about the talent, and what you can do in between the ropes. So unfortunately, I haven't been able to show a lot what I have to offer, on TV. But yeah, I could hang with those guys. No problem. I could hang in those promotions, and I think, that'd be great. So yes, I would definitely consider working with those guys.
Excellent. Also, actually, that reminded me of another thing. You actually worked a little bit with WWE, right?
Yes.
Can you tell us, I think you had a dark match.
Mm-hmm. I had a dark match against Muhammad Hassan. He's a Where Are They Now guy. And I was on TV. I was part of the Kurt Angle Invitational when he was doing that gold medal gimmick years ago. I was one of the guys that he kicked in the mouth and beat up one week on SmackDown. So that was pretty cool.
Awesome. Did he remember you when you ran into him in TNA?
He didn't, because I looked so different. Mm-hmm. I had, long flowing hair and no facial hair, and I was a clean cut young kid when I did that. So I actually told him, I said, hey, I worked with you years ago when you did the Kurt Angle Invitational thing. He's like, oh yeah? And I said, which one were you? And I said, I was the one that you kicked in the mouth. And he's like, oh, sorry, I kicked a lot of guys in the mouth. So he did remember.
Oh, definitely. So, first of all, we like to have a big question to close this off. LB, do you have something for him?
I do. I just gotta think how to put it.
He's a little off because the cat appears to be attacking his face throughout this interview.
She has been crawling all over me. Okay, if you got a call from the WWE offering you a big contract, a spot on SmackDown or Raw, something like that, would you take the opportunity if it meant you had to cut your mullet?
Ooh,
that's a tough one.
Yes, I would. It would also depend. I would need more information. I would need to know why they wanted me to do that, and what they were looking for out of me.
What if it was just
if they wanted me to be, Cody Deaner, the bald donkey riding gay activist, then no. The answer would be no. But if they had me doing something that was good and worthwhile, and it meant me having to cut my hair, then yes, definitely.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
What if it meant it was you teaming up with Jamie Noble and they brought back Nydia?
Definitely. I'd do that. Sure. Jamie Noble's awesome.
That could be a lot of fun, actually.
Be a great tag team.
But,
it's funny, when I was doing, before I signed with TNA, I was trying to get in with the WWE with my new character, and it got over with a lot of guys in creative. I actually had heard that, I'm still to this day, there's guys in the WWE creative that have a Cody Deaner 8x10 up at their desk in their office. And so a lot of creative guys knew me, and a lot of the talent there knew me. And Carlito used to call me Mullet Jamie Noble. So he liked my gimmick, and he recognized that me and Jamie Noble would have been a real good fit together. And I think that's what Jamie Noble's remembered for, was that gimmick that he did with Nydia. That was great. They could have done a lot more with that. So if I was asked to come back and tag with Jamie Noble, 100%, the answer would be yes.
Awesome. We don't want to keep you too long in case the missus calls back again, of course.
Yeah, I appreciate that, guys. Yeah, she can get, Mrs. Diener can get pretty upset if I'm on the phone too long.
But real quick, can we get a liner from you real quick for the Wrestling Mayhem show?
Sure. What do you need?
Just say, hey, who you are, and you're listening to Wrestling Mayhem show, and just run with it.
Cool, yeah.
Go ahead.
This is Cody Diener. You're listening to the Wrestling Mayhem show. And if anyone knows how to give her, it's Wrestling Mayhem. Give her. Woo-hoo!
Awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you for taking the time out. We hope we see you around Western PA, in Ohio area again, definitely. So
yeah, I will say this. I have a show coming up in March in Ohio.
Okay.
However, I am a surprise on the show, so they are not announcing me on their show. So
we throw a dart at.
I'll give you a hint. It is a promotion that I have worked for in the past before I was with TNA.
Okay.
And it is in Ohio. So do your research, and I'm sure there's going to be fans out there that can figure it out.
Some homework for the listeners.
There you go.
This week. So, all right. Well, thank you very much. And of course, you have a MySpace.
Yes, myspace.com/Cody Diener, and email that I have for people if they want to book me, and that's Cody_Diener@hotmail.com. So my MySpace and my email are two ways for people and promoters and bookers to get a hold of me.
Excellent. There's lots of videos up there, lots of pictures, a few other interviews that you've done with some other shows and stuff, and but go check that out. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Hey, thank you guys. Hopefully we can do it again sometime.
Definitely, anytime.
Right on.
All right, thanks. All right, guys, Cody Diener, right here on the Wrestling Mayhem show. I think I've hung up with him. Maybe there we go. Wow, a lot longer than I really good interview, a really good guy. Let me get his picture off of there. There's LB.
Hey, what's up?
Hey. So, Cody Diener, there you go.
You can't see the cat, but she's still here.
Okay. I'm sure she'll attack your face sometime soon.
That's true.
So, well, we ran a little long with the interview. You want to roll right into the music, LB?
Absolutely. The theme of the music for this episode of the Wrestling Mayhem Show is, do you like metal? Sure, we all do. More metal from the Wrestling Mayhem Show, the very metal Wrestling Mayhem Show. Off of Dark Star Records, the album is called End of Days, which incidentally is also... Wait, no. Oh, now I'm confused. No. The album is called End of Days. The band's name is Conquest.
Yes.
And the track is called Secrets of Life. There we are. Okay. Conquest, Secrets of Life, Wrestling Mayhem Show. Rock out.
have a wedding coming up, you want it to be memorable for at least 50 of the anniversaries you're gonna have, then please check out the music from Sounds Forgotten at soundsforgotten.com.
Hi, this is Virginia, former Elite Pit Girl, and you're listening to the Wrestling Mayhem Show.
Sorg of the Wrestling Mayhem crew
Let your instincts guide you.
at WrestlingMayhemShow.com.
Sup, guys? Wrestling Mayhem Show 205. That's Cody Diener. We talked to
Metal
in the last. He's metal with some 80 metals hair, and we have a very metal Mad Mike on the line with us, joining us for this last segment to talk some wrestling.
How you doing, kids?
Hey, there he is. There he is.
There he is.
But first, we got some business to tend to.
Okay, where are the sweaty dicks? It's time for some sweaty dick punching.
MMA time. Lunchbox, take it away.
Oofta! Sweaty dick punching at its finest, folks. UFC 109 took place this previous weekend. Real quick, this is what you need to know. Mark Coleman lost in a technical submission. Round 2, 1 minute 9 seconds into round 2, to the natural Randy Couture. He lost, and he's been losing for a while. Dana White, after the show, said, I don't think Mark Coleman's going to be fighting in the UFC anymore. And frankly, I can't blame him. Now, that's the big news coming out of UFC 109. Matt Serra did defeat Frank Trigg via knockout punches round 1, and Paulo Thiago defeated Mike Swick, again, in technical submission. Now, there were a number of medical suspensions. Now, for those who don't know, medical suspensions, rather, in UFC are, after every fight, there are always medical suspensions because, these guys get their asses kicked and they are not allowed any contact, training or otherwise, for extended periods of time. Mark Coleman, for instance, is suspended until March 9th, no contact until February 28th for precautionary reasons. He got his ass kicked so bad. Mike Swick until August 6th. Nate Marquardt, until March 9th, no contact till February 28th. Frank Trigg out till March 24th, no contact until March 9th. Interestingly enough, no suspension for the natural Randy Couture. He came out relatively unscathed. Chad
Couture
Sonnen,
destroyed him.
What's that?
Couture absolutely destroyed him. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your lunchbox, but
that's cool.
Couture actually, just dominated the entire match.
Which is really impressive because he's, 46?
Yeah.
That's just insane that he's still going. Let's see here. Victorious but medically suspended fighters from the card. Chael Sonnen had lacerations. Demian Maia, eyelid laceration. Mac Danzig, possible left knee sprain, and Melvin Goulard needs an eye exam. Now, as far as payouts, the big winner for the evening was, of course, Randy Couture. He got no win bonus, but to be honest, he really didn't need one. He made $250,000 for his fight against Mark Coleman. Mark Coleman, for getting his ass kicked, got paid $60,000. And that just goes to show the difference between Randy Couture, who's been in the business forever and is such a big star, and someone else who hasn't capitalized and isn't quite as enterprising as Mr. Couture is. So no more Mark Coleman in the UFC. Randy Couture still going strong, and Dana White was also heard to say that he believes that fight put Randy Couture back in title contention. So we could, in fact, see Couture Lesnar too, and I'd like to see it.
Excellent.
So yeah, that's all. That's all from the news.
That's your MMA minute. So, and for those wondering, there wasn't much going on as far as an indie minute, so I don't think there was anything other than that was kind of your indie minute with Cody Diener. So
Cody Diener, yeah.
Cody Diener was your indie minute. So let's get on with the news.
Yes.
What is going on in the world out there? Well, Linda McMahon is squabbling with opponents in her U.S. Senate race over the Eugene character of all things.
Oh, Eugene.
Yeah, I guess Katie Vick already kind of bit her in the ass, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean,
it's good to see that WWE is getting some real-world backlash from their poor booking.
Yeah, wow. She's going to run into more and more of this, and it's really easy, kind of fodder for her opponents. But we'll see. We'll see what that means. So
yeah, but the thing that bothers me about that is it's not like other forms of media haven't had an actor play a mentally challenged person.
Mm-hmm.
Why is Linda McMahon getting backlash when there are mentally retarded people all over entertainment media? The movie The Ringer.
It wasn't just the fact that he was retarded. I think it was how he was portrayed as
a comedy gimmick and
as
everything.
a retard.
Yeah. And plus, there is a lot of talk about some senator or something using the word retarded, and there's a lot of conversation. Just like how a month ago they were going at people for using the N-word, the not bad N-word. So it's, I don't know, it's politicians being politicians as far as I'm concerned, and it's just a lot easier since with her involvement with the WWE. So that's all I really chalk it up to in the long run.
I don't know. It just seems like kind of a lame argument if you have to attack her based on a gimmick that's at least 5 years old.
That's true, but I mean that's what politicians do. They will, rehash anything from any time.
Bill Clinton smoked a doobie when he was in college, and that was 20, 25 years ago at that point, I mean that's how they do it. Sorry, blocked. Jimmy Hart says he will likely return to pro wrestling as a manager. Really? Not with WrestleLicious? So
WrestleLicious.
I don't know. I think it'd be interesting. I think they could still throw him on a new guy. Could you imagine him with I don't know, Matt Morgan or something?
Yeah, I could see it. How would he paint his megaphone though?
I don't know. I mean, maybe by that point, Matt Morgan, has that cape and everything. And how awkward does Matt Morgan look with that giant robe and cape, and then there's just Hernandez standing there, and the pyro goes off. I just, I could see him, especially in TNA, kind of work with a few guys that could use that little bit of push. I mean, doesn't somebody like Shelton Benjamin really need a manager at this point?
Yes,
Shelton needs his mama.
He needs his mom. That's not his freaking mother. Oh my god. That was horrible. I'm kind of bouncing back and forth here. Did you guys hear the latest Honky Tonk Man news?
I have not. The last I heard was the Rusty Ice Pick story.
Yeah, he clarifies his comments. He says, "I worked you fuckers all the way to the very end. There was no deal. Thanks, Honky. You're a stand-up guy. Stand-up guy, right there."
Oh, Honky.
If you're trying to work someone, don't they actually have to believe you?
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of the key component of being worked?
Well, to be fair, I mean, I think he accomplished what he set out to do. We were talking about him. It got his name out there.
Yeah,
so.
Bischoff talked about him on the radio and everything, so...
Yeah, people talking about Honky again.
Yeah. Well, Bischoff and Hogan are both... We get our weekly dose of what the fuck is Hogan saying now on Bubba the Love Sponge. So...
We need to get Honky on the show. I think that's... I think that'd be a money interview. We need Honky on the show.
I've been close to this guy. He's a freaking trip.
It's a good thing we have the explicit tag.
That's good.
We need to get him on the show and call it a Mayhem Show special, because I'm sure he could just go for 2 hours.
Hey, he has a website, doesn't he? HonkyTonkMan.com. I think we might drop an email into that. HonkyTonkMan.com. Is this still horrendous flash? No, it's not.
Honky Donkey Man.
Honky Donkey Man. Yes. Not a.
We do know Santino. Maybe Santino could get on and talk to Honky himself.
There you go. That'd be amazing. Honky Donkey Man. I almost beat your streak.
Yeah, Santino was only 100-something days short.
Yeah, he made a good effort. He He did better than Mr. Kennedy did when he was trying to do a streak to the next WrestleMania for Money in the Bank. Man. Oh, you're welcome, Edge. HonkyTonkMan.com is not... I can purchase this domain. He's got a website somewhere. I know he does.
He has to.
Surprise, surprise. Cheech and Chong know little about wrestling. This could be rough. But on the GM side of things, I was actually really happy with the NASCAR guy this week.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
He did a flip off the top rope.
He actually seemed like he knew what he was talking about.
And he pulled a Jason Gorey off of the ropes for the first thing. Yeah, he's just like, I'm going to go in and flip.
That's what he's known for. He always just flips off his car.
He flips off the car like that?
Yeah, after every win, he does a backflip off the roof of his car.
That guy's serious. So we can call him a real athlete.
Sort of. My cat can do backflips.
Well, yeah, but can your cat drive a car?
Yes, her name is
Toonsis, the driving cat.
Samoa Joe.
Speaking of drugs,
wow.
Yes. Moving on.
It's a segment jump.
Speaking of drugs, for reals this time, a federal jury found 5 individuals guilty of a steroid conspiracy in Mobile, Alabama. Those 5 people.
Mobile, Alabama, in a trailer park.
That's correct. You know them very well.
Okay.
Kurt Angle, Randy Orton, Edge, the Hurricane, Rey Mysterio, and Eddie Guerrero, all listed as customers of Applied Pharmacy Services. Oh, no. I'm sorry. I have to completely apologize. This is my mistake. I really want to apologize because I read it backwards.
Okay.
The jury found 5 people guilty in the mobile steroids conspiracy case. Applied Pharmacy Services, okay?
Okay.
Now, Kurt Angle, Randy Orton, Edge, Hurricane, Rey Mysterio, and Eddie Guerrero were all listed as customers, but they were not charged in the case. They were not the 5 charged in the case, but 5 other people were. They were just customers of that particular steroid plot.
Huh.
So my humble apologies for almost implicating them in the steroid thing.
But still, that's something we saw a couple of years ago. Finally coming to fruition. I wonder if there's going to be any follow-up with them. Because I guess the ones that were going to get suspended did at the time. When that came out.
That's true. It was shortly after that came out. Wasn't that when they were suspended Rey Mysterio?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fair enough.
All right. And also in the news, ROH regular Colt Cabana discusses his comedy career. This was actually kind of interesting. He is actually doing a comedy act with, it's him, Mick Foley, and Bruce Pritchard. Brother Love are doing a comedy. I don't want to say a comedy act. They've been performing together lately, doing, I believe, just stand up.
Yeah, doing stand up.
Including they're hoping to take their act to Mall of America in the Twin Cities. They need to stream this or something so we can see this. This could be interesting. They just need to pair up with Piper now. So.
Mick Foley, Roddy Piper doing stand-up is something that I would very much be interested in seeing.
What if they were? What if they were a? What do you call it? Like the near professionals were? Oh, you guys don't know about that. Like the Whose Line Is It Anyways stuff.
Oh yeah, like the Second City Saints.
Yeah. I mean,
or like the Groundlings or something like that.
Oops. Yeah, that could be interesting. Oh shit, it's on the tip of my tongue. I'm sorry, I'm completely blanking.
SCTV.
What?
Oh. SCTV.
Yeah.
They started as a little traveling group thing.
Kids in the Hall.
Kids in the Hall. What's another one?
They could call them Kids in the Ring.
Improv. Why can't I remember improv? Seriously. My bad.
We were naming all sorts of improv groups, so I think we got what you were saying.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, but that was a word. That was a word. Sorry, moving on. Fuck this story. Awesome Kong, who we have talked about recently, that for knocking the shit out of Bubba the Love Sponge like we all want to.
Awesome Kong, please come on the Mayhem Show. We need you.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I want her to be my lady friend.
All right.
That in many ways, folks.
She's made statements about how the knockouts
She's my
are
big chocolate bonbon.
Oh wow, are usually the least well-paid members of the talent roster, despite pulling the highest-rated segments on Impact regularly. A lowballed contract offer is what led to former Knockouts champion Gail Kim shockingly leave the company and return to WWE. So Kong is like raising some hell over at TNA lately.
That's because she's a sugar face. She needs to come here on the Wrestling Mayhem Show and speak her piece. Tell us what's up. Give us the lowdown.
I think she's trying to get out of her contract.
And also her phone number.
Well, she already said she asked for her release, I think.
Yeah, but it doesn't sound like they granted it.
No. Wow, that's incredible. Does she have a website? We might have to drop her an email.
Yeah, but, I mean, imagine what Kong would do in WWE. Because I'd almost guarantee there's no 90-day no-compete clause in TNA contracts.
Well, their contracts, and maybe we should have asked our guest tonight, but their contracts are pretty, like, it depends on who you are, you know?
Well, I mean, if Cody's already wrestling in other places, I mean, how long has it been since he was released?
Well, he said just before couple weeks before the January 4th, so it's been not even 60 days.
Yeah, I thought he was released right after that last pay-per-view, where we all thought he was going to get the Feast or Fired case.
So, I mean, that's
because I thought I heard that was the initial plan. Like, I read a story like that where Cody Deaner was originally supposed to get the Fired briefcase, but then Daivari had asked for his release, so they gave it to him.
All right, DJ Lunchbox, we can roll this into our sweet tweet of the week as well that I forgot last week. You go over to your Twitters, okay? I want you to direct message. What?
Are you about to mention the TNA Dixie?
No, this is something else. I don't know.
Oh, I have two sweet tweets.
Oh, hold on. No. I want DJ Lunchbox to send a sweet tweet and to Awesome Kong. And I want you to let me know if you get a response. Go ahead and put it out there now. Are they filming tonight? Is there a taping tonight?
I don't know. There's a paper. I don't think so. Dixie just tweeted, "I'll admit a guilty pleasure. American Idol. Don't laugh at me or my idol buddy, Awesome Kong, will take you out."
Ooh.
So, you know.
Wow.
So in other words, Kong's watching Idol.
Speak of the devil, and he shall tweet.
Speaking of which, there's a picture floating around. I think it might be on her Facebook of Ashley and her dad right behind Ryan Seacrest at the tryouts. So.
All right. I'm sending at Awesome Kong.
Okay, tell us what you're sending. Let's let you construct this. I'll let you work your 140 characters, but definitely something about Sugarface and Chocolate Bonbon. Please come on the Mayhem Show. Okay. However you want to word that. Let us know what you send.
All right,
let's work this out.
I'll put something together. You can
We're live tweeting here. Let us know. Let us know. We'll give you a minute to figure out 140 characters. But in the meantime, Trish Stratus is going to be in a starring role.
Yay!
In the movie, she's doing everything. She's like, I'm done with wrestling, and I'll be everywhere. That's fine. That's okay. So, hey, that's cool. Hopefully, it's something that'll actually. It's a Canadian independent movie, which means we will never see it. Because I don't think there's much of a Canadian independent scene here in the States.
We might get to see it on Netflix, Orc.
I might have to email Cody Deaner to send me a copy. So we need more Canadian friends up there. Oh, we have a couple. Well, I know that guy's actually in Erie. He just claims Canada. What's up, Locobone?
Yeah. Wrestle fans from Canada, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Canadian Excoba.
Yeah, that's right. There was an interesting post on Diva Dirt. I love the Diva Dirt website. All about the girls. And there was talk with the name escapes me at the moment. Not Chrissy Vane. Is it Chrissy Vane?
Chrissy Vane.
Now, who was she? She was a former WWE diva and independent worker. Rain, former TNA knockout, discussed their experiences and how they work with two companies. Basically, that the WWE matches are heavily agented, very like the moves are worked out, pretty much scripted the entire match. And TNA was a lot more. You guys go out there and work, which I think you can see that a lot, especially in the women's division. When you look at the two shows, I mean, I know I thoroughly enjoy the women's matches way more than I do the Divas matches. The knockouts, TNA knockouts matches more than the Divas matches. So even if it's like a short thing, it still feels like there's more going on. Like, I mean, how many times you sit there on Monday Night Raw and you're just like, did that need to happen? You know, I mean, look.
Well, I mean, it's because the knockouts do have more wrestling experience.
Yeah. But you still get the same match when you have Gail Kim in there with somebody that can work. I mean, look at what we had at the Royal Rumble. That short, deal ender, end of the storyline deal we had that lasted 2 minutes. And that's...
What, Royal Rumble?
Yeah, the Royal Rumble.
But that was perfect for what it needed to be.
Really?
I thought it was, because I thought it worked really... Because the storyline... had Mickey get shit on every single solitary week. And then she just came in, hit her DDT, and, completely
so it was
embarrassed Michelle McCool.
So it was nice that it was a more decisive victory. Like, that said a little better with you.
Exactly. Because they had a match at, Survivor Series, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a more balanced match, and McCool won clean.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when she upped the ante with all the insults to Mickie James. So when Mickie James came out and just absolutely destroyed her and embarrassed her, I thought it was a much better feel-good moment,
Yeah, I can see where they're coming from there, but it's still I thought it would be nice to have more of a contest. But they stacked that card pretty tight too. So
and I think they're building something else with the women's title. I think they're building to a big three-way at Mania.
With that title in particular, was there something on SmackDown in particular?
Mickey and McCool. Yeah, Beth, Mickey, and McCool. I think they're going to build to a big three-way at Mania with them.
That could be pretty good. That could be. I mean, we've seen Mickie James do some pretty cool stuff at WrestleMania. Of course,
like grabbing snatches,
like snatch grabbing.
Yes.
I gotta pick up that DVD.
That's a great finisher. Snatch grabber.
The snatch grabber. Definitely. You done with that tweet, Lunchbox?
It is done and sent.
What'd you send?
At Awesome Kong. As a member of At Mayhem Show, I'd like to invite you to our fine program. As myself, I'd like to invite you to be my lady friend. And then I was completely out of letters, so I had to send another one. At Awesome Kong I/we eagerly await your reply. Sugarface.
Nice. Yeah,
awesome.
That's great. That's awesome.
I will be happy for the rest of my life if she calls me a tiny white man. That would be the greatest thing in the history of ever.
That'd be awesome. She seemed like a really nice, from her Twitters and from seeing her here in IWC. She seems like she's pretty cool. So I apologize.
And plus, she did let chest flex or bench press her.
That's true. That is true.
That is true.
Well, who wouldn't, really?
Clearly.
Let chest flex or bench press them.
Yes. Let's see what
Backlash.
else. Backlash. What?
That's not till April.
Sorg, wish you could have Backlash.
Why? Where's Backlash at?
April 25th, Baltimore, Maryland. We know lots of people
We know
there.
people in Baltimore, but I got all my days used up for the year, man. I already put them all in.
Fair enough. So I might go to Backlash.
Yeah.
Might do a little Baltimore invasion, see the Kanaki, see the Papuga, and the Bunja.
Yeah. If they ever dig themselves out of snow by then, holy
Whatever
shit.
Ann's last name is, I don't actually know. But I'll see him.
Torino?
Maybe Jack will accompany me.
Awesome. This is interesting. I was scanning because I always miss stories like on day of the show because getting prepared for everything else, and there's a lot of stuff that comes up. TNA Kurt Angle is selling a line of healthy foods. All right, we'll give you guys a second.
Is it called cat pills? Heard Angle's cat.
Is it called Stalkeros?
There's quotes. There's quotes here. He sounds like he's getting very DDP pitchy here. Fans and friends always ask me, how do you stay in great physical condition year-round when wrestling over 190 brutal matches and traveling 225 days a year? Angle is quoted.
I say drugs.
Lots and lots of drugs.
My secret, I eat great tasting, ready to eat Angle Signature Series meals. Is this a fucking press release? Prepared by my personal Olympic training chef and nutritionist.
Oh, Jesus Christ. In other words, drug dealer and drug dealer.
Wow.
Which is really funny, because isn't he advertising Stacker 2 for TNA?
Is it? Well, I don't think... Is it... I mean,
Stacker 2 is way...
Is he in a commercial with it, or...
Yeah, he was in a commercial where he was in the middle of the six-side ring.
Nice. Like, whoops. Not using that anymore.
For the record, I love Stackers. They are spectacular. As a matter of fact, funny you should mention Stackers, Mad Mike, because right here, sitting on my desk, is a bottle of Stacker 3s. They fucking work. Ha.
You're actually losing weight with this stuff, or?
I actually have been losing weight with them.
Wow. I mean, it's...
I really, honestly though, I don't recommend them for everybody because, I think, the way I chalk it up to since I'm such a big guy, they don't, if I get the feeling if I was a smaller person, it would increase my heart rate a lot worse and make me more jittery, but they fucking work. They're excellent energy supplements.
Okay.
So,
okay.
I don't take them all the time either, because, I'd die. But,
I was worried you might have a purple pill addiction over there.
Well, these ones are purple and gray.
So that's all the difference.
That's true. Stacker 2s.
So it's fine. I was wrong. I'm sorry.
Stacker 2s are yellow and purple, I think, and they're way more harsh than Stacker 3s.
Oh, yeah.
I highly recommend Stacker 3s if you're going to try them. Don't get Stacker 2s. They will fucking kill you.
Shit. There you go. But why aren't they a sponsor?
That's a good point. We should drop. Hey, Stackers. I use these motherfuckers all the time.
Hey, go check them out. Let me know. Hey, that's your homework assignment. Everybody else's homework assignment is to find out where Cody Deaner is going to be in the area.
There's no H in Google.
No, it's not Gahoogle.
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 However, Google can get you married, as we found out.
Anyways, Angle's thing is packed with a whopping 12 to 15 grams of a patent-pending blend of soluble and insoluble ultra-fiber DX. Whatever the fuck that means.
Speaking as a chemical engineer...
Yes.
That doesn't sound good.
It doesn't sound good at all. I forget we have it.
Putting anything insoluble into your body is generally not a good thing.
What about Chitazan?
It doesn't dissolve it.
Chitazan?
There's no company who makes these. Nobody is taking responsibility for these stackers.
I think it is Stacker, like the Stacker Company or something. And for those wondering, I'll make sure to send this off to IWC's Chuck Roberts. Scott Steiner is accepting independent bookings through NWA Anarchy promoter. Bill Burns.
NVE Pharmaceuticals, maker of Stacker 2. All right.
There you go.
They have a hotline.
Oh no, not the damn hotlines.
So
I'd like to make a request to Chuck Roberts.
Okay.
I'd like to see the Steiner brothers versus the Cleveland Mafia.
Ooh. Send him an email.
I'm just throwing that out there.
You put that honestly, seriously, throw that up on the IWC board. Make it happen, and you can reference this link here right here that I will copy into the show notes.
It exists.
What? Found the company?
Stacker website.
You have a lot of work you're doing over there this show. Second entrance confirmed for Hall of Fame. Inductor also named. It looks like they're going to be putting Japanese wrestling legend Antonio Inoki.
Inoki.
I'm sorry. Into the Hall of Fame, inducted by Stan Hansen.
Mm-hmm.
So that's... Has
nice.
Has he ever worked for the Fed?
No, he hasn't.
Okay.
He's also the first Japanese
That's cool.
person to be inducted.
That's cool. That's cool. They haven't announced them on television yet, but it's been announced. There's a photo of Inoki holding up cards that notes his induction at the UK Sun. So.
Yeah, he had like an acceptance party today.
Nice. Go him. Oh, there he is. Yeah, he's holding it up and everything.
MVE
wow, look at that.
Hey, Sorg, since we're talking about the second inductee into the Hall of Fame,
definitely. I wanted to come
who
back
the first
to that.
one is.
Man,
Much better.
I almost said Macho Man. $1 Million Man. There's a reason he replaced Hulk Hogan on the intro. Fantastic. What are you doing? What's going on over there?
What? I'm sorry.
Your face is just lit up. I don't know.
No, it's good that I went to this website because I can get the really high quality stackers.
Okay.
They're Stacker 3 XPLC.
Okay.
For way cheaper than I've been getting stackers elsewhere.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
I can get a 60 count vial box for $30, and that's like they're like $45 at Vitamin World. Fuck Vitamin World. All right, fuck it and its stupid asshole.
Awesome.
All right, I got a new source.
Awesome.
The source. And Awesome Kong is not tweeting back, and I'm very sad about that. I want her to
maybe
be
she's
my lady.
not at her
friend.
phone right now. You never know. What's
She's
going on.
watching Idol. She's watching American Idol. That's what I was telling you.
She's watching Idol.
That's true. Ellen's there.
What?
It's
Ellen.
No. You called her sugar face.
We talked about Ellen on the other show that I'm going to plug here in a few minutes, and holy shit, she has a hot wife.
Yeah, that's true. Well, she's Ellen, though.
She's Ellen. She can get a hot wife.
But yeah, stackers. Go to stacker2.com. They work.
She's still plugging it. Why don't you plug
hey man, I'm gonna figure out.
Why don't you plug the paying sponsors for a change?
Go to highspots.com.
Highspots.com.
Soundsforgotten.com. We're working on this. So we
Soundsforgotten.com.
Sounds forgotten.
Yeah. Other than that, of course, interesting shows from both TNA and Raw and SmackDown if you watched it. But you know what? Aside from that, so no more ECW in a couple weeks.
Yeah, NXT,
which is supposedly going to be a reality-based wrestling program. It's not much information up. I would hope they would start announcing a little bit maybe tonight on ECW, which is on in a minute our time. So I'll hopefully catch a little bit of that here. But what do you guys think of this? We knew it was going to happen for a while. ECW is going to go away. I presume this isn't going to be a real other kind of brand. It feels like it's going to be like a kind of the upstarts. I'm thinking my interpretation is FCW2.
Yeah, I think you're right. They're already promoting Christian for
SmackDown.
Thank you.
Okay,
that's
okay.
great. Thank you.
Which is cool because that Edge is over there. So
my interpretation is that we're going to see Caval versus Bryan Danielson at WrestleMania for the NXT title.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Why did I get the game over sound? That was a good idea.
I'm sorry. No,
we're sad about this? I mean,
Say it again, Mad Mike.
My interpretation is that it's going to be Caval versus Bryan Danielson at WrestleMania. Let's go!
There you go. Oh my god!
Wait, what's your phone doing?
I'm sorry.
You won't stop. All right.
Never sleeps.
I don't know. Are we looking forward to this? Are we interested in what they do with this? I mean, reality programming. I was talking with Remedy the other day. And I was like, okay, so tough enough for 2010? Is this going to be, or what's up?
It's supposed to be kind of like Tough Enough.
Yeah. I mean, or is it more just showcasing? There was talk about maybe them following more kind of people backstage kind of thing. Do they mix that in with like maybe a couple matches that they tape on the shows like they're doing now with ECW, but maybe less so? It could be interesting. I mean, it's like they say it's going to be revolutionary and everything, but the draft was supposed to shake things up. I don't know. It could go either way. I mean, yeah, we love the draft, but I mean, it's just.
You know what I think would be interesting? I think if they have it be like a reality-based program, but have everyone stay in character the whole time.
Yeah. I mean, you get somebody like the next Santino type character, and then you get backstage and they're like not Santino.
Or like you show Zack Ryder working out at a gym on Long Island. You know, just randomly going up to people, woo, 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 you know it.
Only if they write it properly. I mean, I don't want it to be like the like SmackDown versus Raw storyline modes. You know what I mean? Because some of that writing is just god awful.
Also, remember, I don't think that's written by like WWE writers. It's like the interpretation might not be the greatest there.
Right.
Well, what they did for the last SmackDown was that all those Road to WrestleMania storylines were actual rejected storylines for the TV show.
That's cool. And also, they're trying to write, they're trying to write dialogue for these characters that maybe they're not as familiar with. You know, because I know the people at like Jack Specific or Ukes or whatever that developed the game are pretty big wrestling fans for the most part. But is the writer as familiar that they hire on? You know, it feels like it may be a little loose there. So, and for as much dialogue as they have to do for a game like that, I wouldn't be surprised. So
that's true, and you can only tell so much story with the kind of polygons that they use.
Yeah, and text and little bit of voice. They can only do so much with it, on a DVD or whatever format it's on. So it works out. So, well, and then is anything from Raw you guys want to bring up? I mean, I like I said, I think it kind of reflected TNA in the good, really good match. Holy crap! Pope won over AJ Styles, the champion. Holy shit! Clean. Yeah, that was surprising, and it was a good match, and I approve wholly. And again, the good, important match happened in the middle of Raw. I was kind of surprised with how it ended because it became about a quarter till, and they ended the match with him and DiBiase, and it's like, what are we doing, guys? And there's Bret Hart, and everything's fine.
I had a feeling Bret was going to show up.
Yeah, part of me's like, are they going to do this? Is he full on? Or is he part time? There's no mention of him being there. But of course, I should have known better. I'm liking how that's going. I'm curious to see how Cena and Batista are going to roll into this. Is it going to be a combined thing? I think we're going to end up with like a tag team street fight in the long run.
I agree. I don't think it should just be Bret versus Vince.
I think there's a little bit of concern with Bret, moving around there, and I'm wondering how he's going to be in a wrestling ring, And I'm curious about, it feels like it's going to be another street fight situation, like on, the Hogan Vince thing. To cover up for Vince not being a wrestler and everything. But I don't know if Bret wants his last match to be a street fight. For being known as a technical wrestler, I don't know if that's the last thing he wants people to see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he might want the last thing he wants people to see is him making Vince McMahon tap out.
True. I guess it will end up in that, Or what if they do a submission match? That could be interesting too. But is Bret still there in that aspect? So,
or they could do an I Quit match, like a tag team I Quit match. I'm not sure how that would work, but
could be. I'm just glad to see it doesn't really look like they're going to be. I thought it was going to be like a Vince Trump thing where they kind of had suitors in the ring for them.
I thought the same thing.
Yeah, that's what it felt like.
I think it would be better if it went that way. I'd be okay with the idea of a tag match, though. I don't think. I mean, Vince is Vince when it comes to in-ring talent, but as far as Bret's concerned, I mean, he's been out of the ring and out of the business for a long time. Whether he's still in fantastic shape, but I don't know.
Still, the guy's had two strokes. I mean, that's as great shape as he can be in. There's got to be something holding him up, in his head there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I heard that he really couldn't take bumps.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
No, because the thing is, after he's had a concussion and he's had multiple strokes, and I mean, we've said on the show before, once you have one concussion, you're more susceptible to have more, and once you have one stroke, you're more susceptible to have another one. So it would be insanely dangerous for him to take, shots to the head or many bumps,
So it would make more sense if it was maybe, like we said, an I Quit match, and then he can just turn Vince into a pretzel for 15 minutes. Or make it a team match like that. But the only stuff they get, like, maybe he doesn't have much, I couldn't see him doing much with Batista or anything. But again, he turns Vince into a pretzel for like 10 minutes, I mean, that would be him. He's supposed to be a submission, excellent execution guy, and that'd be pretty good. So
I could see them maybe doing like a handicap match, like Cena versus Vince and Batista and Brett in Cena's corner.
That could be. I mean, I'm just kind of afraid it's going to be people are going to expect Bret Hart doing so much going into it, and it's going to be like the Superfly Jimmy Snuka from a couple years ago, where going into it, I remember the guys in between the ropes was like, "Oh, Superfly is going to fly off the top rope, and it's going to be awesome," and he got to the second rope, Like I remember,
I'm hoping it's going to be more of a Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Yeah. I mean, that's what all of us are hoping that he's going to be. I think he's going to be somewhere in the middle, honestly.
He's going to be more of a Piper.
But Piper was
because Piper goes in there, he throws his punches, he puts on a sleeper hold. Brett's probably going to be something very similar because I think Batista realized when he did the first beatdown that like, oh wait, I can't powerbomb Brett because it will kill him.
Yeah, and that's again with the concussion and everything. So, well, guys, I want to, don't want to go too late here. I want to.
Oh, and also we have a Lost Smile on Raw. Care of Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. I guess we should mention that. He kicked Teddy. Yeah. I think he's going to end up on SmackDown because of that one thing.
I think I feel bad for R-Truth. That's what I think about that.
I know, we were talking about that last night. You think he's going to replace in the Elimination Chamber?
I think R-Truth is going to come out and say, "What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, super kick." That's what's up.
Is he going to get the Kofi Kingston Award?
Awesome.
Is he going to get the Kofi Kingston Award of this Elimination Chamber?
I think he might.
Because remember what happened to him last year. So, and he's got
I think Shawn is going to super kick Taker. And then Shawn's going to get like a code breaker or something like that from Jericho.
I think, I could see him costing him the belt. That'd be they didn't have to take him on. So, it'll be interesting. There's a lot of really cool stuff going to WrestleMania this year. A lot of questions. Like, it felt like, I think last year we just didn't know what they were doing. This year it's like, wow, they could do one of any of these things in the long run.
And it seems like they have a plan too. It seems like they have a plan, and for once they're just keeping us in the dark about it.
It doesn't feel like they're making up for, shit, this guy's injured, our plan's out the window. But I think Edge was the plan the whole time, by the way. As far as that goes. 6-8 months, fuck WrestleMania, and hello Royal Rumble.
I mean, we said that almost as soon as Edge was injured. Like, he's got to come back, win the Royal Rumble,
and then we kind of settled into the belief, and we came back out of it. So, all right.
Maybe you did, Sorg.
All right, we hit the sweet tweet of the week already. Let's hit this on. Who's the fan of the week? Who is the fan of the week this week? I think there's been a lot of stuff. I think there's a little bit of stuff going on Twitter with people.
I would like to nominate Cody Deaner as fan of the
Cody
week.
Deaner?
Yes. He has had some very kind words about our show and fantastic.
Well, then I would like to sub-nominate Mrs. Deaner for allowing him to continue when he found out he was on our show.
Yeah.
So
she's a fan. She's a fan.
She's a fan of the show.
I would like to amend that Awesome Kong should get fan of the week if she responds.
Okay, we can do a post update later if that happens. But as far as non wrestling talent related fan of the week, I nominate the Shawn of Sean sound off for the exchange that he shared. So just want to throw that out there. What do you agreeance?
I second.
We second. Okay, we're going to do a voting. Well, we have to do the voting on air because before it was just Chad picked it. So unless we nominate,
it was Chad the Shad's fan.
I mean, it's Chad the Shad's fan. Do we want to do a Lunchbox fan of the week? I don't want to do it. I don't want to pick a fan. I hate being partial. We'll discuss.
Well, I can't do it because I just pick myself every week.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've had that problem before. I mean, it's yeah. We'll talk.
I haven't had that problem before, Sorg. I was just awesome many times in a row.
Well, who are the nominations here?
I just had Sean and Big Freaky put in an email, and wait, you know, I'm mixing up Sean's again, aren't I? Son of a bitch.
Thank you.
I think so.
We need a nickname for the other Sean. So we don't have to say the word Sean on
no,
here
that was the Riz.
anymore.
That was the Riz that did the fan thing. I'm sorry. He's probably screaming at me in the chat room, isn't he? Son of a bitch. Sorry about that.
No, Riz seconds Mrs. Diener.
Okay. Well, since he was my nomination, I'll accept that. So, all right, guys. But for real, so Mrs. Diener gets it.
Yeah, Mrs. Diener. Cody.
Mrs. Diener for the win.
End of the week.
Oh shit! Oh, I didn't mean to go away from that page. Sorry.
It's all right. Well, I think it's time to learn. Mad Mike.
Yes, sir.
What did you learn from wrestling this week?
I learned that there is a new show in wrestling, and that is The Awesome Show.
The Awesome Show?
Your new tag team champions.
Awesome. And it will be replacing ECW on Tuesday nights.
Sorgatron, what'd you learn this week?
Oh, I'm not last. Holy shit. I wasn't ready for that.
Mixing it up. You always take me by surprise, Sorg.
Yeah, I'm really happy to see Angelina Love back on TNA, to be honest. And I don't entirely know why.
Because she's kind of hot?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think she's carrying over that great in TNA, but I don't know. I just kind of like to see the her and Beautiful People thing going on. You know, it feels. Although I don't know why she doesn't like the Beautiful People. I don't know. Like the logic kind of lost me. You know.
Well, because they replaced her with someone stupider.
She's mad because they was. Yeah, I like how she's like, yeah. How's that working out, guys? That was fun. I thought TNA was fun this week from what I watched. I did watch the whole thing, and I thought it was really good.
Oh yeah, they have a pay-per-view this weekend, by the way.
The tournament, which I'm actually interested to see how that tournament turns out. I like the build-up. I don't know who's in the tournament, and I watched TNA. So
well, there are only 4 people in it. That's probably why you don't know.
Okay. I know.
And Kurt Angle's going to win. That's Mad Mike's prediction.
Nasty Boys and Team 3D, I know, are going at it. So we'll see what else happens.
And Joe versus AJ. Joe's cashing in his briefcase.
Which I'm looking forward to that. Joe looks like, it's weird to say, but Joe looks kind of out of shape.
Well, he hasn't been on TV in 3 weeks.
And he needs to stop wearing the sweatpants. So, but still looking forward to that. DJ Lunchbox, what did you learn from wrestling this week?
Oh, what did I learn from wrestling? I learned that it's just so wonderful to have Edge back. Everything seems right because Edge is back. And I also learned that Cody Deaner, I knew this, but it was reinforced. Cody Deaner is the shit.
Yes. It was great talking to him. Again, thank you, Cody Deaner, for being on the show. MySpace.com/Cody Deaner is all the info about what's going on with him. And excuse me. So go check that out. Again, I want to apologize for everybody last week. I realized today that our iTunes feed did not update. So that explains why half the people listened to it last week. So that is updated. Go get it. Go grab that show, or go check out the video feed. You know, if you want to try that out this week. And we're going to try to keep on top of that and see what's going on. There's some disagreements, I think, between our host and iTunes lately. So we'll be working on that. Also, please go over to the video feed at the Wrestling Mayhem Show video on iTunes. Also, WrestlingMayhemShow.blip.tv is somewhere you can get us. Also on Boxy, on Roku, all that stuff. Check out the video feeds. We've been doing a lot of fun stuff with that lately. You can see us, guys. See what's going on. See Lunchbox get attacked in the face by a cat. See the pictures we put out. Cody Deaner was on.
And if you go to our MySpace, you can see all the links for all the video.
Yes.
For all the video hookups.
Also new this week, the YouTube playlists on my account. Since I have my own account where all the videos are, and I can't make a new one because then I can't put longer videos up, I've made playlists to organize, and I can't change my name from SBS Juggalo, which is like 10 years old. But if you go to, there's a video page on WrestlingMayhemShow.com with all those playlists playlists separated out. The shows, the Should I Wrestle That's, and other random stuff and show clips are all separated out for you to just go through. You can hit play and just watch clips of us making asses of ourselves for like probably an hour at this rate.
That's true.
Old
That's
interviews, our old video interviews with Super Hentai and everybody.
Sure, Doc Remedy attacking the Rat Kings on
sure that's around there somewhere. So please go check it out. Newly organized. Also, please check out the brand new Sorgatron Media show, Ashley After Hours, at ashleyafterhours.com. We do that show now every Wednesday at 9 p.m. We just did our first official show last week, and it was a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to working on that. Something completely different than what's going on here. I get to play the sidekick. And talk about entertainment and crazy stuff, which is about as real and entertaining as pro wrestling, I find out. Join
Sorg is the silent Bob to Ashley's really hot Jay.
Yes. Yeah, sure. But go check it out, ashleyafterhours.com.
That's actually how I get the nickname Lunchbox.
There you go.
I was the silent Bob to somebody's very loud, obnoxious Jay. College.
Also, please check us out, of course, 412-206-WMS0. Leave us anything. Let us know what's going on. If you watch Raw, got an opinion. If you watch pay-per-view, got an opinion. Did you pick up an old, most unusual wrestling matches from the 80s, have an opinion, toss it at us. Tell us, we suck, or give us tips, or whatever you want to do. Call that. Stick it in your phone. Stick it in your iPhone. Stick it in your Skype. Whatever you want. 412-206-WMS0. 412-206-9670. Twitter at Mayhem Show. We got all kinds of stuff going on there. Good times at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. Send us emails or whatever you'd like. Also check out our Spreadshirt. We have Mayhem Wear linked on the right. And please check out our sponsors, Sounds Forgotten, as well as highspots.com, all on the websites. They help make the show possible. At least one of them. Guys, this is Sorg. You can find me at Sorgatron.com, at Sorgatron on Twitter. DJ Lunchbox, where you at?
I am over at ThoughtfulRiot.com, continuing on with the haiku tradition and the collaboration with 52 Ills. I will wrap it up, I swear.
That's what she said. Mad Mike, where are you at these days, Mad Mike? What are you doing on the internet?
I'm at whitevanwithcandy.blogspot.com, but since I haven't blogged there in a while, go read my blog post about New Blood Rising on WrestlingMayhemShow.com.
The retro review, I like that. It was a lot of fun. That was the Judy Bagwell on a forklift match, wasn't it?
Oh, it was so brilliant. Because I watched the pay-per-view, and I did complete straight reaction just from everything that I was watching. I didn't edit any of it.
It's like your own personal Twitch stream from watching the pay-per-view.
It really was, and it's brilliant.
If we had Twitter in, 2000, this is what would have come out.
And I think I may be doing something like that tomorrow for 12 rounds.
Cool. That's cool. I like it. I like seeing this new stuff coming up on the Mayhem Show, guys.
Mad Mike, at some point in the future, you have to do it with the WCW Halloween Havoc pay-per-view, where Abdullah the Butcher gets the electric chair.
Definitely. All right, guys, this is Sorg.
If someone can get me that, I will.
Ooh, we'll find it.
I'm dictated by WWE 24/7.
Yes. This is Sorg.
DJ Lunchbox.
Mad Mike.
A little garbled, but it's Mad Mike there. And we'll see you guys next week. Have a great Valentine's Day, and stay out of the snowdrifts, Pittsburgh. Holy shit.
Thank you for listening to the Wrestling Mayhem Show. Please subscribe to our iTunes streams and blog at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. Email us at goodtimes@WrestlingMayhemShow.com or call us with any comments at 412-206-WMS0. We love to hear from our fans, and who knows, maybe you'll make it onto the show. The Wrestling Mayhem Show was recorded live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, in front of a live internet audience, and is a production of Sorgatron Media. You can be part of the show as we record live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern on TalkShoe.com and Eastern.tv.